You're welcome back. Amnesty International says at least 60 persons were killed in the recent Boko Haram attack in Ran, a border town in Borno State. It says its satellite images revealed hundreds of structures were burned down in the attack, which occurred last month. Amnesty quoted witnesses as saying soldiers abandoned their post the day before the attack. Amnesty's director in Nigeria, Osayo Jigo, says the attack on Ran was the deadliest yet by Boko Haram. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is getting ready for the 2019 election. Of course, to discuss this, we have joining us in the studio our lawyer and the House of Representative candidate of Yes Party in Lagos Mainland, Tosin Akande. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, let's look at INEC's preparedness. What's your take? Do you think the electoral umpire is prepared adequately for these elections?
Well, I like the adjective you used to qualify it. At the end of it, adequately. In my humble opinion, they are not adequately prepared, and neither are even the people like Nigerian people also ready for true democracy. I say this with every sense of responsibility, because there have been arguments here and there about INEC going to pay some political parties some monies to fund their activities, and this has not been done. Okay, so if you look at the provisions of section 228 of this constitution as amended, except it has been changed, and people like us do not know, except it has been changed, I insist. If you look at the provisions, it's very clear. It says that the people, it lists out the parties that will be responsible for funding political parties, the National Assembly, and of course the role that INEC will play. But none of this has been done, so it leaves us with more questions than answers.
Now, you said Nigerians are not ready for true democracy.
Correct.
Why did you say that?
Of course, it's in our attitude, our attitudinal inclination towards democracy is a travesty of democracy. It's a very sad one. You see people still asking. You see, when you say the incidences of vote buying and vote selling, you are talking about parties going to people, but now you see the people coming to you to say they want money. They've told me to my face severally, and I've also told them to their faces too, but with all humility, that look, we are not going to give you that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to, model the foundations of this country that we're trying to build. Okay, so not every politician can do that. Some of them will decide to lie to them. Some of them will, they'll dance to their tunes. I'm not going to dance to their tunes. So I've seen all of this. That's why I said Nigerians are not ready. I was at the social contract program of Charlie Boy, Mumudondu, 2 days ago. And I said this, that look, Nigerians don't even understand the import of what is a contract yet. I'm talking about social contract. I'm not talking about the ordinary contract. Because before you have the ordinary contract as well, you must have certain preconditions that will be met, one of which is the age of maturity. So I'm sure from what you and I know, we are not ready for true democracy yet, and that's what I'm still saying.
All right, looking at the collection of PVCs by INEC, it's quite worrying. 1 million PVCs yet to be collected in Lagos State. How does that make you feel?
Now, that's part of the unpreparedness I've been talking about. People are apolitical. A lot of people don't even want to vote. Some say they collected the PVC deliberately to trade with it. You give me 5,000 naira, and our people are I mean, with due respect to them, backward. Because for 4 years, these people will be in office, and then all you get is 5,000 naira. It's worse than the offense of Esau, even in the Bible. You mortgage your future and your life and that of your children without knowing that you have a role to play in picking responsible people who emerge as your leaders. You have that role to play. I've been calling for debates, for example, and these are some of the things that I say, and it's painful. And nobody is organizing a debate. Now somebody emerges from such a kangaroo election, in quotes, all right, and then you start saying that the leaders are bad. Did you play your own role in ensuring that a good leader emerges from your place to even start with? So people think it's going to be, it's no rocket science. We are not, when we are ready, we begin a successful revolution, which needs not be bloody.
Okay, let's look at people living with disabilities. It's been a particular issue at every elections. They are on the receiving end of this. How can INEC solve this problem?
Well, I think every Nigerian has the constitutional right to vote. That is entrenched in the Constitution. It's tried, it's settled, it's established. So I don't think there's an extra caution on the part of, there's a need for extra caution on the part of INEC. The Constitution did not say on the basis of ability or disability in this particular regards. So INEC needs no extra caution in ensuring that
as regards
disabled people vote.
As regards voting, preparing for people living with disabilities,
that's right.
What can INEC do?
Ah, well, they will do the norm. For example, if someone who is blind wants to vote, you know all the necessary things, the braille paper that you use and so on.
But do we have them at polling units? Do we have staff trained to ensure that if you see a blind man come to vote, you attend to him specially?
Though I would have expected that INEC should have done this. To that extent, I'm not aware, but unfortunately, their spokesman is not here. But I think they should know that blind people will need such facilities to vote.
Okay, as regards voter education, has the electoral umpire done enough?
They haven't. But I don't think I mean, subject to, how do I put it now? I stand to be corrected. I don't think INEC has done enough jingles, or the National Orientation Agency, in the same regards, have done enough jingles to educate Nigerians. The real education lies in telling them that you also have a role to play. Okay. It's not just easy to have citizenship trusted on your laps, just like that. You have a role to play. Both the government and the governed have roles to play. Part of their roles is sifting the good ones from the bad ones to prevent national embarrassment, such as some people have emerged from constituencies, and we've seen the kind of national embarrassment they have become. Even to the international community, we have become a laughing stock of sort. So these are the roles that you will play to ensure that only those who are really good, only those who mean well for the people will emerge. If you've done your best and still terrible people emerge, then you can boast your chest and say, I did my best, and so I can now leave the rest.
Well, everybody has a role to play. Tosin Akande, thank you very much for talking to us. Of course,
thank you.
He is a candidate for the Yes Party, House of Representatives, Lagos Mainland. Thank you very much for joining us.